topic, the story. Interesting. Beginning with specific, the word the means the specific word. We really don't like fast story. We all like good story. Today, it's very interesting. It's a new year, and I hope that this year, from now on in, we will have many, many wonderful stories from the beginning of this lesson. I want to show you this book. This is where the title is from. As you see behind me, this banner. You all can find a story related to this story. Okay. So, who wrote these? Who is the author of this book? These are the two men. The first name, Matt Lafudo. The second one, Randy, last name, Gracie. As you can see these pictures right here. It's interesting, both are authors of this book. Again, I'd like to show you this book right here. Please, every Sunday, bring your book with you. So we will have more announcements. I will tell you about the first author. As you can see, Max himself is the author, plus a writer, plus he's a minister. And he's a preacher at Oak Hills Church in San Antonio, Texas. Wow. He's very famous author, selling many books to try to help people out of the world to understand why he wrote this book, the story. And it helps him to understand the Bible easier. The second author are both workers together. They're both working together. He is a senior, or his name is Randy Frazee. He's from San Antonio, Texas also. But he is the leading, he leads teaching, no matter what Max is, the priority author first. But he worked with Randy. Randy leads. And as you can see, it's the same church that he goes to, but Randy teaches and leads in partnership with the pastor. Okay. How does the story help us? It can help us. Many people in the world, many people in the church. It explains right here in the book. It helped many churches also in the world, all over. So, for example, the deaf uses the ERV. stick with it, even though that both authors are using NIV. But we will focus on the story today. This is related with both Bibles, okay? But it's very important that we all, deaf or hearing people, understand what both authors who wrote the book tried to make it easier and help us understand the Bible. As we study it, we will appreciate it. And also, this explains how both authors are using the Bible and how both authors are writing verse by verse, connecting. Also, the fellowship was cheaper. Even though that we can afford it, wow. We can all use this book for small groups, here, Sunday school, or your own time. You can ask your brothers and sisters to make more small groups here, or at home, or out. Friend's home, or brother and sister's home, or a restaurant, Starbucks, it doesn't matter. This will help us spread out God's word. So I'm going to give you more example. You see this picture right here? Both authors are with during casual clothes, and they're laughing and talking, as you can see. But our church has about so many 38 ministries here at Park Plaza. Can you imagine the deaf ministry, we're out of one of 38. Can you imagine the children ministry, the youth ministry, college ministry, the deaf ministry, the Hispanic ministry, prison ministry, women's ministry, men's ministry? I can keep on going and keep going. About 38. Now, let me tell you a little bit more how this book helped us. The book itself will tell us about God, who loves His children. We all are His children. And also, God makes ways to be saved. We can be saved through Jesus. We cannot be saved by ourselves. We can't. Many people in the world think that they can, but no. Recently, Brother Gordon mentioned during the Lord's Supper how we should come here and worship and thank for the sacrifice of His one and only Son who died on the cross. Those who free us from our sins. If not for Jesus, that's what Gordon says, we are nothing. We are still sinners. But thank God that He gave His only Son. Thank Him. And also, God makes a way for us to live forever. Eternity. Because the world show them the light. We need to continue on to invite people here. Each story in this book has 31 chapters. Meaning, we'll begin next Sunday, chapter 1. And then chapter 2. Means that each Sunday we will continue until 31 weeks. We'll continue on to teach about that. We'll have a story related with the Bible. I encourage every one of you to read ahead before you come here. If possible. Each chapter, really the whole book talks about God of grace, the God who speaks to us through His Word. Same right here with the Bible. And also, a God who acts. Can you imagine how God acts through us? Can you imagine a God who listens, and also, I'm sure God listened through His eyes also. Can you imagine that? God knows everything. He sees everything. And also the God who loves, the God whose love for His people and of His sacrifice, Jesus, His only Son that died for the sin of humanity, people in general, meaning Christians. Those who accept Jesus will be saved. People who refuse Jesus will not be saved, because God is just. Now, what can we do? We will pray. It's our prayer that these stories, the Bible story, and the book itself will encourage us to listen our heart when God calls us into our heart. Anytime you need to be ready, He encouraged us to help as He helped. You need to read the story, it will hit you. Come up and repent and accept and be baptized. Follow Him. Some people in the world may accept the Bible, may accept the book, but refuse to accept Him. Maybe they look at it and go, oh, the story, that's enough. No. We can make our own small step Bible group here or at home. Why? Every Christian needs more spiritual family. Even though that this church is too big, this room has already been adopted. But don't let it stop you. Set up a small group in your own home, restaurant, or any place. Maybe with relatives, maybe with the family, maybe with friends, maybe with the neighbors, even with the enemy. Yes. Every Christian needs a spiritual family. Here, we are spiritual. for means that you all are my brothers and sisters. We should take care of each other, not against each other. It's important to keep loving each other, helping each other, and pray and discuss and share thoughts and struggles and grow. Now, what do we need to know? Other helpful material. It has the back right there in the back. Right there. It has discussion questions where you can discuss different things. And it helps us to be prepared and to work with and think about. Plus, has more character with brief description, like famous person. More description, making it brief, behind that book. Plus, there's a sharp reference. Means both authors will be quoting from NIV different scriptures, which first they will tell you where to find it in the Bible.